So, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Retrospective, and today's video is going to be a long one. Today, we're going to be explaining two very weird online mysteries of 4chan that even till this day don't have an exact explanation or resolution. So without further ado, let's begin. Case number 1, The Mystery of Mortis.com. This mystery starts back in 2011, when someone uploaded a photo of a website that had the address as Mortis.com. The website was in fact very weird because basically it would display only a lock screen with the word Mortis on top of it, and people needed to input a username and password in order to actually enter the website. People on 4chan got to work together and found the actual data they needed to access the website. Once they got into the actual website, they found some interesting details. First, people concluded that the page could be storing lots of gigabytes worth of data. Second, people speculated that the actual website could be holding some illegal, gore, or other content that would be forbidden and probably illegal on the actual internet. And third, and most importantly, people found how the website was actually linked towards two other websites called Non.com and ThomasSling.com. And this is where the story takes a darker turn. They later found 5 more websites that had very particular names that looked as if they were from real people. I'm going to be displaying the website so you can see what the hell I'm actually talking about. Well, it turns out that, in fact, all of those websites were actually linked towards real people. However, the interesting detail is that all of those persons were actually dead. Now, people speculated that the whole thing was simply just a RNG, or alternate reality game, meaning that the story was simply a hoax and it was only made to scare people. However, people were still unsure as to who truly was Thomas Ling, because they had some information but they couldn't pinpoint as to who he truly was. After they found his name, they concluded that his place of origin was San Francisco, and they also pointed out at how the guy could be either a dentist or a web designer, although I actually doubt that the guy would be a dentist at this point. But even with this info, they actually thought that his supposed name was in fact a fake identity, used only for the online web address, because they couldn't find more information about a supposed Thomas Ling. And they also found how supposedly there was some more information, we can speculate that there were some coordinates, that would send people over to a fake house location. Also, for a fun fact, somebody made another page called Mortis Reborn with a countdown that would end around 2014, considering we were back in 2011, only to scare people even further because after that, nothing actually ended up happening. So, in conclusion, we sadly don't have an explanation to what actually happened, and we will never get a truly answer on who made the actual Mortis website and why. Case number 2, the 4chan crystals. Now this case is a little bit shorter than the previous one, but it's still very unsettling and upsetting. So, basically, back in 2010, a user of 4chan uploaded a supposed recipe that would teach people in order to make decorative crystals with things that they could get with almost no problem. The post was very clear and the instructions were to the point. The instructions said you needed the following products: pennies that would act as copper, a glass jar, 2 tablespoons of salt and 1 big tablespoon of baking soda, bleach, a straw, and finally, ammonia. Now, reading the recipe with the naked eye may not actually cause anyone to think that something suspicious may be hidden inside it. But it turned out that they were all fooled, and not in a good way, because what they didn't know is that if you mix ammonia and bleach together, you can generate something called hydrochloric acid in a gas state of matter, which is an incredibly toxic and lethal chemical substance that could kill anyone if they're exposed to it for long periods of time. This substance was also known as mustard gas, and it was used on the First World War. People were later warning other users not to try the supposed experiment and warning about the awful side effects that this one could bring. Some other users that tried the experiment said how they had suffered damages on their noses, eyes, and on their actual skin. And supposedly, some other users had also died because of this dumb post, although it's just a rumor. Some other users tried to re-upload the post to make it seem like the original, because the original one was deleted after some time of the actual 4chan platform. However, they didn't get the same recognition that the main one did, and also something to keep in mind is that these people could actually go to jail for doing it, because this can be classified as crime or homicide attempt, especially if you consider that apparently people died after trying this. So, in conclusion, even till this day, nobody knows who made the original post and what happened to him. So that's why it remains as one of internet's biggest mystery. After this, we can get a moral out of all of this about how, no matter what you think, the internet isn't a fully safe place, and we really need to be aware of everything that happens on it to prevent ourselves and other people that we may or may not care about from being manipulated or harmed. So yeah, stay safe out there. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye.